Welcome to Premier League in Pints, Episode 8, Game Week 7. We got some stuff to talk about. Let's talk about it.
We do, just like every week.
Weird. It's a podcast and we talk about things.
Way to do that. Way to just spill your beer all over your lap.
Good job, Bri.
Off to a good start.
We're really bringing the pints to pints.
It's been a tough week for me.
Yeah, that's a good point. You should maybe pour a couple of those.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, maybe lined up.
Multiple pint night.
Okay. It's a can. Get rid of it. Okay. Game Week 7, Wolves Crystal Palace. Wolves win 2-0. No Zaha goal this week to speak of.
But two from Wolves.
Two from Wolves.
The first being a new Premier League player.
I think he played 18 minutes in the Premier League before scoring his debut. Which
Yeah,
is
and
pretty
That's
crazy.
efficiency.
And it's not even like he's a forward or anything. He's an outside back, which I feel like Wolves have like a surplus of outside backs right now. Like
Cycling through.
they started the season with like Markel as one of the outside backs. Traore plays. This
Who?
dude, Traore.
Don't recall who that is.
If
He's like a wingback. He does whatever.
I don't know who that is anymore.
You know who he is.
If they're all
Where is
competent,
he?
at least that's a good problem to have. Unlike some teams where they can't put together a decent back four out of all of their defenders.
Yeah.
Hey, I know who you're getting at.
I was kind of getting at City too, but I mean,
Our outside backs aren't terrible. It's the other ones that suck ass.
but I mean, 2 goals here from Wolves came from the right wing. So, yeah, I said that funny. They came from the right wing. They're both crosses. One was a one-time cross finish. The other one was the one that rolled away to the new player. I can't think of his name.
Brian, who scored that?
No, he could have easily said it right there. He was talking.
No, we want to leave it for you.
Nope,
Yeah.
not saying it.
Try your best.
Say it.
Which one?
So, not Daniel Podence, the other one.
Not a chance.
Ait Nouri,
Yeah.
Nah, no.
Guys, we're
no
probably
shot.
wrong,
No
but-
shot in hell.
That's fine.
But at least we tried.
Yeah,
Brian
you
wouldn't try. Leave that for
No,
the record.
I mess myself up or mess it up so many times. See, I can't even talk normally.
But
Okay.
I think I'm gonna just cut you off there.
Thank you. Please do. Please do. This is embarrassing.
It's fine.
It's ridiculous.
I think if I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but I think Daniel Podence actually got the assist too. Do you know if that's true?
I know the cross got deflected. I'm not
I can
sure
take a
how.
look.
what
I think he
happened.
sent it in and it got deflected.
Did-
So
Which goal was this?
Podence has been
First
playing
goal.
like pretty good
First
recently.
goal.
Like he's been a surprise player for Wolves and someone who's been filling in for Jota leaving too. So I think they found a really good player in him. And again, he's another Portuguese
Shocking.
young player.
A Portuguese player for Wolves? What? No, never.
But besides that,
That doesn't say.
I think Wolves were supposed to win that game, and they took care of business. They actually look pretty decent so far. So, I don't know. I think they're not top of the table, but they're like up there. They're fighting. They're
Yeah,
like
they are.
on 12, 13 points right now.
13. There's
Yeah.
3 out of the top spot. So
Wolves is kind of settling to that spot that they seem to settle into every year. Like, kind of fighting for the top, but like not really, but not close enough to the bottom. They find that strong like 5 to 8 middle ground and
Yeah.
just kind of stick there for the season. So they're settling into place.
Yeah.
All right, game week 2. Game number 2.
This is Liverpool versus West Ham.
Not gonna lie, I was gonna say that, but I was choking.
I was gonna say you sound like you were gonna go into that, and you took a drink of water or beer, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll take this one.
I was choking. I apologize.
Yeah. So Liverpool 2, West Ham 1. Not a great convincing win for Liverpool.
nope.
No,
wouldn't
they
say.
didn't look good at all. I think.
Nope.
I think their fans would agree they didn't look good. I mean, they win, but I mean, a win's a win. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But not a good win.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm trying to remember. The first goal was they go behind off of a PK, right? So it's 1-0 early.
No,
West Ham. Oh no, Fornal scores.
Fornal
it was
scores.
that's
That's
right.
right.
A ball
I'm
gets
sorry.
sent in, and Gomez
Yeah.
heads a clearance basically right to the foot of West Ham, and
Yeah.
he finishes. I mean, horrible
Yeah.
clearance. You just don't put that ball there ever. Like if you're trying to get it out, you don't head it back to the middle of the field on top of the 18. That's not the move.
Yeah,
as a
'cause
defender.
You learn that when you're 4 years old.
Yeah, that was not a good clearance from them.
Nope.
And it looks like he could have done better too. It's not like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like bounced off him and went right there. It's like
Yeah,
put his head out and
yeah,
it
it
wasn't
wasn't like he was-
strong enough.
He was in a desperate situation where he needed to just get something on it. Like he had the time to
Yeah.
genuinely sort it out, and he just didn't. Or just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I feel like Liverpool's been going behind in these games like the last couple of weeks. I mean, I think 3 weeks ago was the Villa game.
Yeah.
The week before that after that was the Sheffield game, and they were down 1-0 off of PK early. They go down early here. I mean, they to your point, they pulled away with the win, so they got the 3 points. But like, there definitely is cause for concern. I feel like with Liverpool at the moment. Although, go ahead.
No, it's either like the title hangover year,
Yeah.
which seems to happen, or again, missing Van Dijk does not help. Obviously, with the Gomez clearance.
So this is just on your point, going down early, I mean, starting from the Everton game, they didn't go down early in that game. I mean, Mane scored in the 3rd minute, but then there was a goal in the 18th. So they're struggling within the first 15 minutes of the game. Because what was it? Last week it was, who did they play last week? I'm trying to find it. Against Sheffield. They went down in the 12th minute, and then the other day they go down in the 10th minute. So not starting well is really affecting them right now. Like, and teams are taking advantage of that, and they're like, okay, well, if they're going to play the first 10 minutes slow, might as well just press them and see if we can get a goal out of it. And teams have been doing that.
And they're still in first place, which is
Which is such crap.
So they're still obviously a quality team, and I mean their forwards are gonna continue to carry the team, I think, this year.
Yeah.
And I think the other big call is the goal scorer in the second goal, Jota,
with an assist from Shaqiri, which is
a really nice play too.
A very interesting connection. You don't like talk about.
Settling in at Liverpool beautifully.
Yeah, he was an underrated signing that I think everyone kind of looked over.
Great.
Yeah, and what do we think about Firmino? Is his spot up for grabs?
I think it could be.
I don't think it's up for grabs. I think it's Jota's.
I mean, if we're talking about, we might be prisoners of the moment, but I mean, if you look at their production in the last few games, I mean, Jota, if it's going just based on performance, that was someone sneezed in the background of this, and the mic's 100% caught it, so we're just going to clear that up now.
Oh, Lord.
Shout out to Steve.
Good one, Dad.
So Jota, 100%.
Jota or Jota?
Jota, depends on me.
Yes.
So he's done what Firmino hasn't been able to done. Like, he's created, but he's also finished chances when he's gotten them.
Yeah.
And Firmino has struggled for a long period of time now with that. And if you're the coach, it's at least a discussion, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree. Like, it's just so weird because you think of strikers, you think score goals, get assists, things like that. Like, Klopp's come out and said, like, yeah, he may not be scoring, but he's still such an important player to this team. Like, he does, like, the little things. He'll track back because he is good at tracking back and playing like a defensive kind of forward. But he also, like, kind of opens up the game for Mane and Salah to get in there, make runs in. And so, like, I think he brings, a certain dynamic. He might not score all the time, but, like...
And he's got great teeth.
He's got great teeth.
He has fantastic
Brilliant.
teeth. So but he is, right, like you said, he's not going to score every game, but he does make a difference.
Yeah, I think it's a good problem for Klopp to have.
Oh, right, yeah, if you're picking between two strikers, one's Firmino and one just scored like 4 goals in the last 2 games, it's a pretty decent problem.
Yeah, so another win for Liverpool.
Yeah, like we kind of wrote down here, like last year Liverpool ran the league, and it's not, I don't think any team has the ability to do that this year with what we've seen. So if they win the league this year, it's going to be a completely different type of season. It's going to be a scrappy 1-goal games that come down to the wire, and it just all depends on who gets the result.
Yeah, I mean, in the long run, it's going to be more fun for us fans because it's not going to be a blowout year.
Right.
You're going to come down to the last 2-3 weeks of the season, maybe even the last day, to see who's going to win, and it's going to be.
I hope it comes down to the last day. I love those kind of
things.
Yeah,
it's great.
I always go back to the Man City, Man United year.
We'll talk about it every week. I'm fine with
Aguero!
Yeah, I know what happened.
Aguero!
Oh, it's so great.
So Chelsea and Burnley, that game happened.
The next game of the week.
Yeah. Chelsea win 3-0. Their signings are settling in quite nicely now.
Yeah, I mean, this was like a cruise control game for Chelsea. They had an early scare, but I mean, this one was put away pretty early, even without, like, the score line was 1-0 up at the end of the first half, but there was no chances going the other direction. It was pretty.
Can you see how many goals Burnley has this year? I feel like they create nothing.
I mean, they got 0 shots on goal this game. They didn't record a single shot on goal.
I can understand that. That makes sense.
I'll tell you to start. Their goal differential is -9.
Yeah, that's not good.
Not great.
So
this was 3-0, so I mean, it didn't really help there.
But when you do that, like Chelsea, I'm trying to remember the goal scorers. Did Mount score the first one?
I think Ziyech scored the first one.
Who?
Ziyech.
Oh, did he?
I think he scored the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, Ziyech scores. Good for him. He gets off the board. Or off the board. Is that a?
That's not what you're trying to say, though.
He's on the board. He's off the
mark.
No.
He's off the mark.
No.
For the season. I think it is.
I don't think it's off the mark for the season. That's not it. Hold on.
I'm already Googling something else.
It's not all.
We should just go back to talking about trains. We're better at talking about trains.
No.
Actually, we were wrong when we were talking about trains, too, so that didn't really help.
You were wrong. I was right.
True. Wait, this can't be right.
Okay, so Brian's looking it up and still getting it wrong. So, back to this game. Zuma had a bomb of a header. I mean,
Yeah.
it could not have made cleaner contact, and I don't think the goalie even had a chance to move his arm. Like it was, he just came in and powered through and scored, and 2-0. Like I said, the game was pretty much put away at 1-0, but that was a nice goal.
Yeah.
Zuma, who's been criticized pretty heavily,
Is he the pair with Thiago Silva long term? You think? I think Lampard thinks so, or at least.
well, I mean, long term, how long are they gonna have Silva though? I mean,
3. It's with 3 goals.
There you go.
Only one from open play.
Through 7 weeks.
The
That's
other 2 are set pieces.
not
They're
good.
doing really good. Good job, Brighton. I mean, not Brighton, Burnley. Sorry, Brighton.
Fuck you, Burnley.
Um,
Fucking hate Burnley.
But I mean, I guess their defense is weird. They've been kind of. I mean, I guess their center backs have been more consistent because they have Thiago Silva, they have Zuma. On the outside, they've been playing James, they've been playing
Chilwell.
Aspilicueta, they have Chilwell now. So I mean, they have 5 defenders that they can flip through. It all depends on the type of formation that they play.
like when they signed Thiago Silva in the beginning, I was like, all right, that's not. Like, I feel like that wasn't gonna affect them that much. I thought he was kind of just a little bit older. I didn't think he was still like capable of playing at a very high level like the Premier League. But prove me wrong. I tell you that. I mean, he actually looks like he pretty damn good.
He brings the experience, but
Yeah.
You know who else
to your
looks good?
point, he's 35.
Oh, I was gonna say Mendy. Mendy's got another shutout.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
killing
yeah.
it.
Talk about the exact polar opposite of Kepa. It's Mendy.
You know
Yeah.
what? As much as I hate Chelsea, I would like to see him win the Golden Glove at the end of the year.
That'd be
I
cool.
just would. I mean, you
I
come
mean, it's
in.
tough. He's coming on a late start, though. I mean,
That's why I would like to see
He's
it.
still in good shape, I
That's
think.
what I like to see.
oh yeah.
I
100%.
mean, I like to see him
Um,
come in and do that. I mean, just good for him. Like,
Yeah.
he came into a team where, I mean, obviously, like, it was his time because Kepa sucks. And, like, all right, well, now it's so used to having all these trouble in the back with their goalie, and now he gives them that confidence in the back, and it's good for him.
Yeah, and that's
I'm a big fan
another
of him.
thing. Like, the team's going to have more confidence in him. Because, you know,
Right.
Kepa in his form, obviously, you're a defender. You're probably thinking, like, oh, God, they have a
Don't
shot
ever
on
let him
goal. It's
shoot.
probably going in.
I have to jump in front of every single shot.
Yeah. And I really do think confidence plays a big part in the games. Like, Kepa was destroyed, and I think that obviously affected his game.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of high expectations for Mendy, and I think it could have gone real bad for him to start. Like, if he, like, lets up a couple goals in his first
One
game.
mistake. If he made one mistake,
Yeah.
that's all it would have taken.
But I think this is definitely a great start from him. Hopefully the expectations aren't, like, super high for now.
But although now that he's putting together these types of starts, it's gonna
Yeah.
get that high.
Yeah, but he's definitely – things are looking good for Chelsea fans at the moment, so –
Except for one person who finds himself injured again
Mm.
in warm-ups. Christian
Pulisic.
Pulisic. I mean, worked out for them in the end because I think Sajic is the one who came in for Pulisic
And got a goal and assist.
and got a goal and assist. So
Yeah.
worked out in Chelsea's favor there, but another player who just can't
These
seem to
goddamn
get
Americans.
back on the field.
Yeah. And now Havertz is out for the next week.
Yeah, because
Tested positive.
he got the cove.
You got the Ronies.
And then
Alright.
one last thing, Werner
no
scored the third
Oh,
goal.
yeah.
We didn't say that, but nice assist. Ziyech like slipped it right in for Werner, and he just good easy finish.
Yeah. Good finish, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes the easy ones to take for granted.
All right. Next
Moving
game.
on. This is one of my favorite games of the week, just because the ending was cool.
I'm pretty sure you skipped the Man City Sheffield game.
You
there,
did. It's your own team.
That's what I said. It's my favorite game of the week. I'm just kidding.
bud. You want to know why I skipped it? Because it kind of sucked.
I mean, it wasn't a great game. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't the most exciting game I've ever seen. We won, which just made me happy. Of all people to score the game winner was Walker
favorite player, man.
against his
Your
old
favorite
club.
player.
Most underrated player in the league.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No, he's
He grew up as a Sheffield boy, so he scored a game winner against them. De Bruyne comes on, gives him a nice assist.
shocker.
It's cool. Like when he didn't really celebrate after either. Just like put his hands up.
Yeah, I mean
like the respect kind of thing for your
Yeah.
own.
That's
I love
really
that.
cool. But I mean, it was a nice shot. This is like I said, like Walker's good for like one of these every like 20 games.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing every time. It's a ball played across to him. He has just enough time, takes one touch, and hits a low running shot. Half the time it goes wide, 90% of the time it goes over. Those percentages don't add up at all. But once in a
That's all
while,
right.
he actually gets one on net, and it was a good strike. The goalie might have been able to do better on it, honestly. He kind of got his hand out to it. But,
Yeah.
But we win 1-0, and we couldn't create another chance. Like we created chances, we couldn't score. We're without Aguero again. Jesus is now healthy. He just played in the Champions League game, I think. But we got to score. We can't score. Like that was what we were used to like pride ourselves on was our offense. Our defense was never our strong point. But the fact that we can only score 1-0 against Sheffield is a little worrisome.
You're beating teams like 5-6-0,
Yeah.
5-6-1 the last
I'd like one of those again. That'd
two
be really
seasons.
nice, guys.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those in years.
But then again, you're talking about all the injuries. De Bruyne hasn't been playing every week. He's starting to come back now.
Yeah. Take some form, too. They got to get back into it,
Sterling and Mahrez haven't been on top of their game, I feel like.
to say the least.
Yeah. And then to your point, they have injuries at the striker. So I think once everyone's healthy, once they kind of start to click a little bit,
They'll get back to those ways.
Yeah.
They'll start scoring.
But the defense looked good. I mean, we held the shutout, so you can't get mad at that. Laporte and Diaz seem to settling in together as a nice partnership. I don't think there's really... I think, if anything, Ake is going to make the battle at left back more than he is at center back at this point.
Yeah.
Because that's a position that still is unoccupied by a complete... But this is what I put down here is, like, we have Ake now, and then we also have Cancelo. Like, I don't think Mendy sees the field ever again, in my opinion. At least in, like, a important game.
Maybe like will he play like Champions League or something, or European
Maybe cup games, but like, unless one of the center backs gets injured, I don't know if Mendy ever plays again, to be honest.
Wow.
I don't see it. Like, he's got to be at least third, even fourth in line with Zinchenko at this point. Like,
Wow.
I don't know if he ever plays.
That's crazy. Didn't they buy him for like a lot of money too?
Of course
from
they did.
Monaco.
Yeah. Then he
They spent so much money in their defense.
Then he blew up his knee like 18 times.
It sounds like somebody I know.
Oh, I blew up my knee once.
Twice. Twice? 3 times? 4 times? I don't know. Whatever.
All right.
Moving on.
Moving
game.
on. City got the
Fun
win.
game.
Next game.
Here's the fun one.
Tottenham 2, Brighton 1.
Yeah, this was a cool game.
Really
This was
cool
really cool. Kane scores a PK. It was a PK. I don't think there's like I didn't think there's an argument. Pretty clear.
It was PK.
Kane
That's when he like
finishes-
backed into the player, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean,
he
PK.
does that a lot.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Works, it works.
But it works. He makes eye contact with the player, backs up into him, and falls down. There's contact, I know, but it's just frustrating. I hate him. Sorry,
Dan's a salty
I'm done.
Arsenal
I'm
fan.
done.
It's fine.
But then Brighton get one back. 56-minute Lamptey.
Yeah.
But then
This is the moment we all care about.
in the 70th minute,
They get subbed
a
on.
guy by the name of Gareth Bale.
And the person who assisted the goal also gets subbed on.
Real Madrid connection.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, Bri, say it. Who came on
What?
also?
What?
Who assisted the goal?
He started
He
the
started.
game.
No, he didn't.
Regulon? Yeah, he started.
Are you sure?
Oh my god.
He's
That's
on my
why-
fantasy
that's why
team.
I was so very confused because he started at left back.
Give me this. You might be right. Hold on.
No, he's right.
Go to scores. Go to scores.
Keep talking.
Scroll down, and you can see who comes on, who goes off.
All right, so anyway, Bale gets subbed on. Regulon starts the game.
Regulon does.
Oh, he
start
thinks
the
he got a
game.
yell in the first half. Okay.
70th minute, Bale comes on,
70th minute.
and the 73rd, magical.
Magisterial.
I mean, great finish.
Good
Not
for
an,
him.
not an easy finish either.
Good for Gareth.
That's a great ball, too. I mean,
fantastic cross. I mean,
literally,
there was one
Bale
person in
just
the
had
box.
to turn his head, get it on goal, and it's a goal.
I feel like an underrated part of Bale's game is his like aerial ability. I mean, he can jump and he can finish. I mean, he's had some incredible goals in the box off crosses. There's the bike that no one ever forgets for Real Madrid that he had.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
crazy. But you could just see how excited he was when
Yeah,
that
there
ball
was-
went in.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was Men in Blazers. They put up something on either Twitter or Instagram, and it was him just celebrating by himself, like running off to the corner, and just the sheer joy on his face. Like you compare that to when he was sitting on the bench at Madrid.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Thinking about golf, probably.
yeah, you can't help but feel just excited and just happy for him.
Yeah.
Like it's so cool.
'Cause he knows he's too good of a player to be sitting on the bench. And
Doing
I mean,
nothing.
he's sitting on the bench now, but I mean, he's getting time. He's probably going to start eventually. It's
Right,
just
he's
he's
got-
easing his way in. And
Yeah.
when do you think he does start? Do you think like next week, or do you think they give it a little bit longer? Because who started today or last week? Lamella.
He comes on for Lamella, I
He
think.
comes on for.
I think it's a matter of a game or
Lamella.
two. I think he's just got to get his fitness back up.
This goal might help.
Yeah,
too.
it does. But it was cool. Like you could see even the players on the
Well-
field, like Son came over to celebrate. Like they were pumped for him.
Yeah, it's tough to see. Like I'm just looking through now when he's gonna start. I mean, they play West Brom next week. Maybe a good game to start him in. Just see how long he can go and take him out. And then the following week, they have City. So, I mean, maybe you get him going against West Brom. You know, you get to go for maybe 60, 70 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you figure it out when
Get
when
a
City
match
comes,
fit for
but-
City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's a matter of time. I think.
it's a matter of time, and I think he'll eventually get that starting spot. It's just
You know who's never going to play for them again? Dele Alli. I'm pretty sure Mourinho
Oh, yeah.
absolutely despises Dele Alli as a player.
I would too. He's like another Ozil type player, I feel like.
Yeah, except for Ozil's 35 and Dele Alli's like 25.
Isn't Dele Alli kind of an ass too?
Didn't he say he's like aging too? Like
Yeah, he was like 23 years old, and he's like, yeah, I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm like, bro, yes,
you're
you
not
are.
even at your prime yet.
You are as young as you
used
used to
just
be.
us.
Yeah.
But,
Crazy, man.
yeah, he's not. He's not.
Looking for
gonna find his
Gareth
way.
Bale.
Oh yeah, ecstatic for Gareth Bale.
We love him.
All right.
Fuck this.
Next game. Brian, I'll let you start this
I'll let
one.
you guys. I'm not gonna say a word.
Go ahead, Brian.
Very simple for me.
Arsenal versus United, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Paul Pogba, no chance you'll ever see this entire life.
He got worked.
Fuck you. God, I hate you so goddamn much. Donny van de Beek should start. You should never see the field ever again.
He got worked in
You-
midfield.
You get the ball in the middle of the field, you try to do something, you turn it over, you smack the ground, and you walk. Then when you're going forward, okay, I got this. You make a pass, and then you just stand there. Getting back, you do nothing except foul everybody, hence the PK. You fucking... Why are you challenging there, you dumbass?
He even said after the game, he's like, "Yeah, I must have been tired or something." Like he literally admitted to fouling. So like,
He fucking sucks.
he does.
Other than that,
Back to our overrated conversation.
no creativity going forward. Possess the ball well, nothing going forward.
Doesn't mean anything if you don't create or score.
No, I mean, Greenwood starts. Cool.
He's had a less than stellar year, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm too far away from the mic. but
Doesn't
yeah.
do much. Again, and then I do think it hurts, not the team, it hurts Rashford when Martial isn't in. Because I think they play well together. But when he's not in, I feel like Rashford just can't get anything going. Like, he has no help. Going forward, we suck. The middle of the field, I don't know why. Who did what's his name start this fucking game too?
Is Martial back next week? By the way, was that his last game?
Straight red, is it 2 or 3?
3.
No. Oh, fucking Fred. Why the fuck is he starting?
That's what I said before, and he called me out for it when I was changing the
Okay,
Google
one
Doc.
game. They had one bad game in Champions
All
League.
right, but
Calm
wait,
the fuck
let's not get to that yet.
down. But yeah, no, I mean the back line wasn't as bad as it's been. There was no middle of the field. There was no creativity going forward.
I will say Arsenal did a good job of using their speed to
They did.
advantage against the
They
backs with Aubameyang and the young
Saka.
kid
Saka's been
He
playing really
looked
good.
fucking good.
We're running past the defenders.
He looked fucking good.
They
And
use
like
their
just
speed.
just to talk now, switch to Arsenal
Yeah.
a little bit. I'm going to talk. Arsenal came out the gates like firing. They
Bad of a hell.
They did. They
Yeah,
had
they
a lot
came
of
out quick.
chances in the first half. I mean, Willian should have scored. Aubameyang should have had a goal in the first half. Saka
Yeah.
should have scored a header. Like they had their chances. They were creating more than they had in the past. I think honestly, they started El Neni and Partey in the midfield, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, obviously I want Partey to start. Like,
Yeah.
that was not a question. El Neni, like he's been with Arsenal forever. He hasn't really gotten his chance. He's played every now and then. Like one season he played a decent amount, but he's like not a flashy player. He's not gonna be like the guy that you see in the team sheet. He's
does
like,
the
oh
basics.
yeah, he's starting.
He works hard, does the basics.
He was probably the man of the match.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
He looked
he was
incredible.
up there. The dude was the 91st minute. He's pressuring United
I said
out of
they-
nowhere, forces a turnover.
He's the reason that they just completely that United had no midfield.
Yeah.
He's the reason.
I wouldn't be surprised if he starts next week.
Oh, shit.
I
put
think
it-
him and Partey, if they can
That's a-
continue going forward with
That's
this,
a good partnership in the middle for you guys.
Yeah, I mean Partey, he literally shut down Pogba the whole game too. I think.
Then again, anybody could shut.
So
that
could a
down.
rock.
Yeah. But going to the goal. I mean, it was a penalty. There was contact.
It was soft, but
I think it's soft, but it's the right call.
Yeah, it's a pen.
It's the right call.
It just is.
Aubameyang
Oh,
steps
sorry.
up, finishes it, and for him, he needed that one.
he did.
He needed
did.
that. That's
It
great
was
for him. Great race confidence. Hopefully, I mean not hopefully, but hopefully for you and Arsenal, that kind of gets something going for him. It kind of kickstarts
Yeah.
the goals. you
So I think
know?
that was like his largest scoring drought since joining Arsenal, or like since like he was at Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah.
Like, so he hasn't gone like 6+ games without like a goal, and I think he was around there, or like 5, 6,
Yeah, I
like
think he was
all
about- yeah.
competitions.
But
So definitely good for him, but I wanted to call out like Bellerin too. He looked really good in the first half.
Yo,
I've
what
always
the
been
fuck
iffy
was
about
that?
him, but he was literally
he
running
hasn't done
riots
anything.
past
He's
United.
looked like shit for a longest time. Now he just good.
I thought he's actually looked okay this season. I
This
mean, a couple
season he's getting
defensive
better.
woes, but
Yeah.
I mean, going forward, he's I would say one of the better better outside backs.
Yeah.
Going
Yeah.
forward.
I will say if Arsenal play like can continue to play like that, but take more of an advantage of the chances they have,
Yeah.
they can make a run.
Not for the title, but
No,
top four maybe.
Yeah, they can make a bit of a push. If they could start finishing their chances, they'll be okay. Because like I said, that game, they dominated the middle of the field.
Yeah.
They had chances. I mean, I think United, let me check the stats, but I don't think they had many shots on goal. 2.
Yeah.
They had 2 shots. So defensively, they played well. Like you said, Bellerin up that side was tearing United apart. So, I mean, again, if they can take advantage of the chances, they could.
I have a quick question.
What?
I don't know who wrote this
I
in
fucking
our
wrote it.
breakdown, but it says United were bad in the league, but much better in Champions League.
I didn't write that.
Okay, I wrote this. Here we go. Let me speak.
I just want to know how.
I wrote this before the Champions League game today.
How? Oh,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
You should have made
If you
the
didn't know,
change.
United, yeah,
Should-
United
should've went
lost
in-
today 2-1.
Should have made the edit. They lost to a Turkish team,
Yeah.
2-1.
Who, until today, have never scored a goal in Champions League.
Now they've scored
Until
2.
today.
And then they scored 2.
Oh, what about that first goal though? I mean,
Demba
well, did you see the United's defense on that first
they
goal?
were fucking ultimate attacking. Everyone was in the 18. No one was back. Sorry, I'm getting riled up here.
I can hear it.
So
They
we're
were-
not talking about that game. But I said, and we have the other stat here for Arsenal. That was their first win at Old Trafford in 14 years.
And it's also their first win away at a Big
Top
Six
six,
club
yeah.
in a couple seasons.
Nah, it doesn't count. United, we're not a Big 16 anymore.
But it's big for them because now that they do that, maybe they're thinking, okay, we can go to maybe not Liverpool or City. We already played both of them and lost away, so
Although
we have them home now.
Arsenal, speaking of that, I mean, Arsenal does have a good run now. I mean, they got some of their hardest opponents out of the way in the beginning of the season at this point.
Yeah,
And they're not doing poorly, at least as far as results go. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, the last thing I'll touch on, just because we're on United and then we're off them. We're not gonna talk about it anymore. For United, is it? I mean, the loss today, the struggles in the league. Is Ole? What do you guys think? Ole, is he on the way out?
I think they could do better than
He
Ole,
should be.
honestly.
yeah, I mean,
Is it because he's a club
that's
legend?
I was
a-
honestly going to say the same thing. Is like, I feel like players that like have history with the club get a longer leash. Like Lampard, I think really would have to screw up to get fired for the next couple of years. I mean, Ole's had a longer chance, but he did get them to Champions League. Like, there's something to be said in that.
Yeah.
I think you're exactly right. Like, I think, club legends, like, they tend to stay longer no matter what. But I also think he does have a vision. I know he wants to try and bring in younger players. He wants to build from the academy, from the youth team. But the issue is, when he wants to go out and get players, I mean, ownership's not letting him. So that's why I'm confused. You're not letting him go get players that he wants and spend the money, yet he's still there and they're struggling. So
yeah, but
I guess
there's
the
so
only-
many coaches though that don't get everything they want. I mean,
I
look
know
at-
that, but I mean, then why? I guess the only reason it has to be is because he's a club legend. Why he's still there?
There was 30 years of Wenger trying to get players for Arsenal, didn't get them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But hold on, before you jump on that, like, I will say I saw something today on Twitter. It was like from ESPN FC or something. Like when you look at him compared to Klopp in the same amount of time, their wins, losses, ties are very similar. Like Klopp, his first 2 seasons or whatever with Liverpool were not good. And if you look at the roster, if you look at the Liverpool roster from like whenever Klopp took over, it's like laughable. Like the team is so bad, and now he's got like one of the best teams in the league and the best team in the league arguably, and like he's just been like on a tear with them. So I don't know if it's like he needs time. To Brian's point, if he needs time to build his vision. But there's so many different factors that go into play.
Maybe that's what they say. Yeah, that's what.
But like
ownership
my
management
thought
sees.
is though is like, yeah, that's true. Klopp came in with nothing, but like Liverpool bought Van Dijk, Man U bought Maguire.
Yeah,
Like it's just
that's true. They're
Yeah.
not
No, you
investing
got a
in the
point.
right way.
like Van Dijk. I mean,
But then again, is that the coach making that decision, or is that higher ownership to?
yeah.
I said there's been a lot. There's been for the past 2 or 3 years. There's been a lot of criticism about United ownership, about Woodward, about the Glazers. There's been a lot of that in the past couple of years. I mean, the fact that they're not giving him the money. Maybe they are. I'm not sure. But there's been a lot of criticism. So part of me is telling me that's it. I don't think it's Ole yet. I think he still has control. I think he still has the respect of his players. I think they still want to give everything they have for him. but I think it's above him. That's the issue right now.
I think consistency is the big problem with him. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Well, for the past 3
sometimes he
years.
goes through a couple game stretch where they look good. United fans are excited, like things are good, and then they lose a couple games in a row, and it's like
I mean, they went out
to shit.
What?
It goes to shit.
I mean, 2 weeks ago they go out and they win 4-1 against Newcastle. Then you go and you beat PSG. Then you tie Chelsea. Then you go beat Red Bull Leipzig 5-0.
Yeah, then you get beat at home, and then you.
So what is it? Again, it's the consistency, but how do you fix it? I mean, and they've been switching up their starting 11. There's no, besides the back line, which 2 center backs fucking blow. There's been no consistency in the starting 11 either, besides the back line and Rashford.
And when you're a team and this is the last thing I'll say, and when you're at a team like United or one of these big teams, you're gonna have a bigger scope on you. You're gonna have a bigger, the whole world's. You're one of the biggest teams in the world, so you're expected to perform. You're expected to do better. So I don't know if he gets a. I don't know.
He's getting a longer leash than David Moyes did. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. It should be interesting to see, but I think if this continues, United will probably be fed up.
Yeah.
But
Rightly so.
because right now they have a game in hand, but they're still bottom half of the table, and they haven't been convincing in the league really this year.
No.
So
Anyway, moving on. Yes, no,
Yeah, Newcastle versus
Everton.
we'll call a handicapped Everton in this game. They were definitely not at full strength.
yeah, you just gotta have depth. There's gonna be injuries. There's gonna be things that happen.
Dan just doesn't like Everton.
Just
We
saying.
like Everton.
I'm just saying. No, that's not true. But
So it takes until the second half. The first one was the pen, right? Callum Wilson gets 2 in this one. It was a 2-1 Everton win.
By the way, that was a bad pen. Not the call. The actual kick itself was like low and down the middle. Like not a great pen, but he scored.
Well, I was gonna also point the penalty itself. I think it was a corner gets swung in at the near post. 2 players go for it, and I don't think that's a penalty. There is contact, but I think that's just 2 players going for the ball. What do you guys think? I don't think. I mean, they went to VAR. They looked at it. Ref went over, had a look, and they called it a pen. But I just don't.
I think it was another soft call. Like to your point, there was contact, but it's like I don't know.
The United one, I could see. The Pogba one, I could see that. This one, I had to watch the replay a couple times. Like, I rewound it and watched it a few times, and it just looks like 2 players going for a 50-50, to be honest with you.
Because the ref called it right away, right? Or no? Did they go to VR
Yeah, he
and
went
check
down, and then the ref went over. He called it, but then he went over to take a
it?
look.
So that's the point. Like maybe
Yeah,
there wasn't
yeah.
enough evidence to overturn it at
overturn
that
it?
point.
Like
Yeah.
it wasn't clear and obvious that it wasn't a pen.
Yeah.
I think is the issue you come into there.
I mean, I think at that point, too, maybe you just keep the whistle in your pocket at that point.
But that goes back to like VAR and like what are refs supposed to do? Like, are you supposed to let that play out?
Yeah,
because that completely changes like the whole clear and obvious error thing. Adds a whole new dynamic to it. So like you blow the whistle right after the foul. Okay, now you go to VAR and check it. Okay, you confirm, or there's not. You might not think it's a foul now, but there's not enough to overturn it.
I think whatever the call on the field was for that, that's what they were going to go with. If they let it go and then ball went out of play and then he went over to look at it, same thing. Maybe there's not enough evidence to give the penalty. I personally think when they went to VAR, they should have saw it and said no, it's not. But I don't know. I thought it was what we called it. Either way, Callum Wilson gets another one.
My favorite story of this whole game is that Pickford got benched for rest.
Yeah, so that was something.
Okay, I'm sorry, but like, what goalkeeper needs rest? Are we kidding?
So I was watching the game, and before the game, Tim Howard was on. He was talking about, you've gotten benched once or twice. Like, how does that feel? Like, what? And they say it's for rest.
Got a great rest in.
And then Tim Howard's like, he goes, like, oh, is it just rest? Like, they was promised he's going to play against United next week. So
weird.
Is this just rest? And Tim Howard goes, there's something going on here. There's no way it's just rest. You don't just randomly rest your keeper. Because if you're playing well, they want you in. There's no reason to rest him. Tim Howard was thoroughly not convinced that was the case.
I get, and it makes sense, but the weird
And also
part of
played
it,
pretty well too.
Yeah. The weird part of it is though, is like before this game, like it was committed that like he was starting at Man U. Like Pickford was going to start the Man U game, regardless of what the outcome or performance. And
I don't
it's
know.
just
Maybe
such
he's
a.
just saying that. I don't know.
It's such a weird.
It
like
makes it so confusing.
Why
like
do you go out and say that? Just
Yeah,
say
like,
he's getting
why-
rest. You don't need to give any more.
yeah, like you don't have to say like, oh, he's
Yeah.
definitely starting against Man U because like
Now that makes you think something's up.
It just doesn't make it. It's just weird. Like it's.
But like to your point, Olsen did play good, and like Pickford's a little rash at times. Like he'll have some good saves, but
He
Oh, yeah, I don't
does,
think-
I don't know now.
He
I don't know who
does-
gets this.
Pickford does, like, he'll go in the top corner and he'll like get a fingertip to one.
Yeah.
Like, he'll make the incredible saves. But the basics sometimes he's shaky on. Like I said, coming out, I know, I mean, nothing came of it, but when he came out on Van Dijk, like, he'll come out just flying at people like that. Like, Olsen came out a couple times and he controlled the 18 and he was smart about it. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
the 2 goals, nothing he could do.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a PK, and then the second one, it was a 2-on-1. And
Deflected,
he
too.
went over to cut the angle. Cross came in, or shot, whatever it was.
it was a cross
Yeah,
deflected,
it
over his hands.
him, and
yeah.
Callum Wilson, the ball was literally 2 inches from the goal line, and all he
Yeah.
had to do was tap it in. That being said, on the other side of things, I think Everton had a good amount of chances. Calvert-Lewin, I think, had like 3 or 4 chances that he probably could have put in. But he just, 1 or 2 of them was a header right at Olsen, or he just put it over. But yeah, like banged up Everton. Newcastle took advantage, and they win it 2-1.
Yeah, because who's Everton? Everton's without Digne because of the red card.
Yep.
Richarlison because of the red card.
Yep.
And Hamas gets hurt.
Yep.
It was announced out for the week. And then they start Olsen, which I don't think really would have mattered if it was Pickford or Olsen in this game, to be honest.
Yeah.
But so it's an Everton team that we've been high on, obviously missing key players. I mean, they created their chances. They just didn't finish
Yeah,
them.
and I mean for next week too. I just read today they said that Hamas is going to be kind of making a late push to be match fit for the United game, and apparently Pickford was promised a start.
It's so weird.
So I mean they're going to have those 2 players back,
Yeah, we'll see.
but it'll be interesting to see what they do going forward. But like you said, you need depth to win,
Yeah.
and they didn't have it.
All right.
We good?
Moving on.
Probably the most exciting game of the
Yes,
weekend.
it was.
Yeah, I mean, our player of the week, if I had to pick, was in this game because
I think it's easily the player.
He
of the
had
has to
a
be.
holy
It was his birthday too.
happy birthday.
James Ward-Prowse,
Put on a show.
absolute show.
He was incredible.
I don't know what time the first goal was, but it was a free kick. Literally put beautifully on the head of Vestergaard. All he had to do was
yeah.
get a head on it as a goal.
Yeah.
He's by far the best free kick taker in the league. That's the
Oh,
best
it's-
set piece
Oh,
taker.
yeah, he's
Without
disgusting.
argument.
Doesn't matter if he's sending the ball in or if it's a shot on goal, which happened twice in this game.
Happened to be okay.
And just so before we get any further, Southampton win this 4-3. So
Yeah.
7-goal game. So
Yeah. And I mean-
he was involved in
3.
3 of them.
And like,
Two and assist.
let's not like pretend like this wasn't a shootout game. Like Southampton won 4-3.
They should have closed it out.
They
Yeah.
only shot the ball on goal 4 times.
Yeah. Well, that's
I mean-
called being clinical, I guess.
Villa's last 2 goals came in the 93rd and 97th.
Yeah, I mean, the score line of this game
not
early
reflect the game.
did not reflect. Like Villa created more chances, had possession, but Southampton just, like you said, was clinical. Like every chance
Yeah.
they had down that side of the field, they scored on. And Ings had an absolute beaut in this
I was going
game
to say,
as well.
yeah, James
Case
Ward-Prowse had
Mitchell.
a great game, but he didn't have the best goal of the game.
No.
No.
Danny Ings literally
Case
was
Mitchell.
insane. Top of the box. It was upper 90, right? Had to
Yeah,
have been
it was
right
an
side of the goal.
absolute
Insane.
bullet off of Ings. But I mean, so Villa scores off of a Grealish assist. I forget what
PK.
happened. There was a PK from Watkins.
The assist was to Ming, so it was just like a cross in.
And,
there.
okay. And then the third goal.
Wait. Who did you say scored the first goal?
Tyrone Mings.
Okay.
Yeah, Mings. And then
Yeah.
Watkins scores a PK.
That's it. Yeah. Okay.
And then the third goal, the
What happened?
goalkeeper from Southampton just like
I think he was
didn't-
wrong-footed or something.
I don't
but
even
he
know.
couldn't even react. I don't know.
He literally just like watched the ball and just went, damn.
I don't think he was expecting him to go near post.
Like
Yeah.
you could see the players, the Southampton defenders were just like,
What?
dude, what are you doing? Like
It's like you could have just took a step and just.
they were all just like dumbfounded at the fact that he let that ball go in.
Yeah,
I mean, it
but-
was too late to matter, but it was just so funny.
Yeah. I think it was definitely a deceiving shot, though, too. Like, he's literally setting up, cutting in to go far post there, and he just, like, turns his body, cuts in, goes near post, like, real quick. And it's like, the goalie definitely should have at least tried to go for
That's what I'm
it.
saying. Like, get the fake
But-
effort. If you don't think you're getting there, like
Yeah.
at least give the fake effort.
I don't know. But interesting game. I mean, Southampton, obviously clinical, scores their goals, gets all their chances, and then Villa makes it interesting at the end of the game, although left it way too late.
Yeah, I mean the third it's 4-3, but the third goal comes at the whistle pretty much.
Yeah.
But Southampton puts together another good result.
They're looking good, man.
And Villa, although didn't win, still playing well. They didn't
Yes.
lose playing terribly, I think is a key point to take
you
away
said,
from this.
The 4 chances for Southampton they took.
Yeah.
So again, Villa played well. They just
Yeah. But can Southampton keep this up with Danny
Without
Ings?
Ings.
it's the other
it's a
point.
big.
He's
Ings
damn,
now.
I'm so sorry, Daniel.
That didn't look good, man.
I'm so
It didn't
sorry.
look good. I was expecting it to be like months. I thought he was going to be like maybe out for the
Yeah.
season, but
What they say, 6 weeks to 8 weeks, something like that.
I think it
6
was
to 8
4 to
weeks?
6.
4 to 6.
But it always goes longer than that, I
But
feel like. So
and for a team like Southampton, where it comes sometimes every game matters,
they rely on him too a lot.
that's
Yeah.
going to be an uphill climb
Yeah.
for that team now.
We'll see.
But like even Che Adams has been stepping up. Ward Prowse is starting to get get into his stride. So
For sure.
I don't know. Hopefully they still have enough firepower to keep it going. But that's definitely a huge loss for them. And hopefully he gets better soon. It didn't look good though.
Yeah. Moving on to another game.
So Leicester and Leeds. Leicester will take this one 4-1.
This was actually like a pretty exciting game to watch. I enjoyed it thoroughly, actually.
Yeah, just right off the bat, Rodrigo's been playing pretty well for Leeds in the middle. He's out. He didn't test positive for COVID. What? Oh, look at me weird. He didn't test positive for COVID. Apparently, he was in close contact with somebody who had it. So I think, like,
Playing it safe.
yeah, right before the game or like the day before, I don't think they can get a test in time. So he was out. I'm not sure how he'll be next week, but honestly, Leeds controlled the game. I mean, you're looking at, if you want to look at the stats, I mean, I think the possession, I think they had almost 60%, maybe more. Just click stats.
Yeah, I got you.
They had,
but-
68% to Leeds. Full possession, and they had chances. They just couldn't finish.
I was just going to say, go ahead.
No, you go.
Like right off the bat, right at the start of this game, like Leeds are down, shooting on the goal. Like Bamford should have scored in literally the first minute.
Yeah.
Headed right at the goalie, and then they weren't even done showing the replay, and Leicester's down.
And all you hear is the announcer yell,
counterattacking.
and Vardy's around the keeper. I'm like, what?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. So second minute of the game, Leicester
then
score or
Who
take
was
advantage.
that? Who was their-
Unselfishly passes
RB
to
Barnes.
Barnes.
Yeah.
No, who was I wrote it down somewhere. Who was the Leeds back?
Koch.
Koch. Yeah.
It's
that's
Koch. All right.
I know you had to say it first
no,
time.
he goes to pass it back
Koch,
to the
Koch,
keeper, and he just
something like that.
doesn't get enough on it.
Yeah.
Vardy rounds the keeper, plays it across, and it's happened for Barnes.
Well, he messed up twice there. One, he let the ball run by him.
And then
Yeah.
two, he should have went outside, just knocked it out for a
Yeah.
throw, but you went to the middle. What's the one thing you're not supposed to do as a defender?
Play the ball back to the
Yeah,
middle.
just
But I mean, so Leicester scores early, which is against the run of play in the beginning of the first 2 minutes of the game, which you can't really say there was much play at that point. But Leeds looks good. I mean, they can. The first half for them, they weren't great, but start of the second half to like the third
Yeah.
goal for Leicester. I mean, Leeds was creating chance after
should have
chance
scored
after
so many
chance, and just
Bamford,
could not
yeah.
score.
Well,
I mean, they were literally setting up tents on the Leicester 18. Like that's how long they were there.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the scoreline's 4-1. Like
Yeah.
that's it was insane.
yeah, I mean, I think I put down here, Vardy is fucking good. I mean, the second goal, he comes in, it's like a diving header. Goalie makes a great save. It's tapping for, was it Tielemans?
Yeah.
And then the Dallas goal for Leeds,
That was crazy.
so it's like the ball's in the corner and it's played out to him. He's like 35 yards out. He just lofts in a ball.
Goalie couldn't see.
As a goalie, that is the absolute nightmare of a ball.
Yeah.
Because it's going near your far post. You can't go.
Got a wall of people in front of
You
you.
can't go because there's people in front of you and it's too far. So you have to stay and you have to kind of hold your ground because it might get a touch. But if it doesn't, exactly what happened. It goes right into the side netting, far post. As a goalie, that is an absolute nightmare. And that goes in. I'm thinking Leeds is going to get back into this.
Well, they had all the momentum after that happened.
Yeah.
Like I said, they could have easily. This could have been like a 5-5 game at
Yeah.
some point in this if Leeds could have finished. Like Bamford had an incredible hat trick. What was it last week? Finished everything that came his way, and
finish
this
that.
week was like the complete opposite. Like he could not buy a goal.
I've already scored again.
And as always, Vardy just does Vardy.
That was a great goal too.
Yeah, Vardy is, I think, as far as like a coach's dream as a striker.
Yeah.
Like he's not like he's the hustle guy. He will run after every single ball. He finishes when he has to, and he shows up in big games.
Yeah.
Like there's really other than the fact that he's getting old, like that's the only knock against him at this point because he still runs like a madman after every single ball that gets played up to him, and he's been chasing down randomly kicked clearances for like 5 years now, and just doesn't get tired.
It's so crazy. He has more like Premier League goals than some like people you wouldn't think he'd have more Premier League goals than like Drogba. He has more than I think Ronaldo. He has more than like
he's
some
insane.
of these people.
Where's he? Honestly, where is he at right now?
He just knows how to score, man. Like he will fight
He's at 7
for every goal.
Yeah, but I mean, back to the goal. Like they sub in Madison and Under, who are like two players that have been coming off the bench the last couple of games that should be starting or like once they're
will
fit.
eventually start.
Yeah, like. And, like, just the interplay between them. Madison plays a great ball into Under. He chips the goalie and the defender, and just all Vardy has to do is touch it in.
Once the two of them are fit, I mean, unless there's already in second, once the two of them are fit, Leicester's going to be fucking good.
I just want to have a moment to that turn that Madison had
my God.
before playing the ball to Under was one of the, like, it was just so pretty.
Yeah.
Like, it looked so nice. And then played, like, the perfectly weighted pass. Oh, it's like a center midfielder's, like, just dream.
Yeah.
Dream.
Yeah,
oh, it
there's a
looks
center
so
midfielder's
nice.
dream and a goalkeeper's nightmare.
I saw that turn, and I'm like, oh, they're scoring. I don't even care.
Yeah.
You could just feel it.
Yeah, and then last goal, Tielemans.
A PK.
Second on PK.
Yeah. Weird that he's their PK taker. Like, I wouldn't expect. He's not. There's their second, but, like, I thought it was kind of funny.
Well, Vardy was out that
Yeah,
point.
it's just funny. Like, he's not really, like, a goal scorer kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like,
But
it's
I
just
mean,
not his position, but it's kind of funny.
I mean, when Leicester's completely healthy, they're going to be very, very deadly.
I mean, they're not completely healthy now, and they're in second.
That's exactly. So when they're healthy, they are going to be deadly.
Yeah, and they lost Soyuncu, too. Like, I think he's out for a little bit. That's a big loss.
He is.
He was
on
one of the best
fantasy team,
defenders
trust
last
me,
year.
I know.
As long as Vardy stays healthy, I think they have a shot. I don't think that anyone on that team can replace him, though.
You
I
say
think
they
that's
have a
their problem.
shot at winning it all? Or just...
He's pushing.
I would say pushing top 3.
Okay. No, I agree.
mean-
That's why I agree.
They had one bad week where after we praised them for being consistent, had the worst week of like the last recent memory. Yeah. But I mean, Leeds again has proven to be a worthy opponent for every team they've played. So
They'll be in the Prem for a while.
yeah.
Final game of the week?
Yeah, a
Fulham.
game it's pretty much a fight for relegation at this point.
Fulham 2, West Brom zilch. Fulham get their first win of the year to pull them out of relegation.
Not the way I thought it was going to go, honestly.
Nope.
But
West Brom is now the new like bottom of the barrel.
I bet West Brom, so they're not.
You've officially been the bottom of the barrel team. Fulham, we're sorry. West Brom, welcome to the bottom.
it was
I mean, they have 3 ties. Burnley's still the fucking worst.
Burnley's still the worst, but like as far as promoted teams that we were talking about, West Brom is just not it.
I'm not going to get over myself here, but I thought Fulham looked actually pretty decent. I know they're playing West Brom. Like, they look decent for, compared to how they have been in the past, I guess, using their previous performances as a baseline. Like, they were able to, I mean, I thought Mitrovic looked good.
Mitrovic is an underrated player.
Yeah.
By every aspect, I think.
agree.
He is.
He makes such a difference for them.
He does. And he's like, there's not many strikers like him either. Like, he's a very specific kind of striker. Like, he's not going to run onto balls. Like, all you have to do is play a ball in the box and he'll get a head on it. And, like, that's the case for the first goal. Like, he just headed it across to someone else and he tapped it in.
Yeah.
Like, he had 2 assists in this game. But he also has, like, a hard shot. And, like...
And he's a big body. He holds the ball well. He has a point forward, which is pretty much what he plays as Fulham. He's the perfect fit. I mean... Yeah. He's a big guy that can hold up the ball. He plays it. He can assist. He knows the game well. He's not just a goal scorer.
Yeah.
And this second goal for them was an absolute piss missile. It was incredible.
Now, you first.
No, you go.
So now the first thing we have here, and I know you mentioned this for Fulham, and this result is probably huge for the relegation battle. Now, I know it's only 1 win for them, and they're only 1 point out. They're only 1 point out. But do you think Fulham can somewhat build on this and kind of get a little bit further away from the bottom 3 right now? Because, I mean, there's still 3 teams in the bottom with no wins. I mean, do you think Fulham can maybe build on this? I know Brighton only has 1 more draw than them, and that's it. I mean, holy shit. United only have 1 more win than Fulham.
I was going to say, you realize the next team up from who you're talking about is Man U, right?
Dude, we're 3 points clear. 2 points clear. Oh, no, we're not. 4. Good.
Are you in the relegation battle
No,
right
they're
now?
4 points clear.
Points clear. I don't know.
They're close to it.
No, so no chance?
I mean,
you still think they go down?
I do.
I think they go down. I think eventually Sheffield
is going to kick it in the gear.
I think so, and I think it's going to be Burnley, West Brom, Fulham.
Okay,
I think.
I see that.
but we'll see. I guess
Fuck you,
we'll see.
Burnley.
You never know this season.
That's it though.
Yeah, I think we should push this one till maybe like we'll push this topic later.
Yeah, we'll push that one.
And
later.
we're gonna talk about this one because I think this is a good topic to talk about right now with everything that's been going on.
Okay.
Because there's been a lot of prolific players.
All right.
All right.
Read it
so,
out.
so if we had to choose one striker in a do or die game, right now, the win or go home, out of the entire Premier League, who you picking?
Right now.
Yeah,
I'm between two.
I'm between two as well.
I think we have the same ones.
I'm curious to know who yours is.
Vardy, Kane.
I think Vardy Kane. I think as far as performances for this week.
I mean,
We can't just go off this week.
Well,
though.
I was thinking Son, too.
not this week. I meant like this season. Like
I was
as far
thinking
as
Son, too.
early form. Yeah, but Son's more of a winger than a striker. I
Are we
wouldn't call
talking
him a
like
striker.
center
Oh,
forward?
we're talking like
Yeah, like you're basically arguing between Havertz, Aguero,
Do you count Aubameyang? He's been playing on the wing,
Aubameyang.
but-
No, yeah, I would count Aubameyang.
And
in
then I
this.
guess you have to count. I mean, you have to count Rashford because technically he's a winger, but they've been
Right
playing
now
with
is
a striker.
Rashford's their striker.
I'm
else?
taking. Oh,
Mitrovic.
yeah. Back to this.
Um,
I'm 9 times out of 10 taking Vardy.
He just makes such a difference,
just
like such an
find- yeah,
impact
he-
for that
he
team.
just-
Like
He just find whether he scores or he assists or he just involved somewhat. When he's on the field, his team finds a way to score. So if I need a forward in a do or die game, I'm taking him.
I mean,
I don't think you can take anybody else.
think about it, like his first game back from injury. They're away at Arsenal. I think they were away.
They were.
I knew the Arsenal outplaying them the first half. Like they looked good, they just weren't finishing their chances. Second half, I knew Vardy was coming in. I'm like, oh, that's game over. Like I know he's the kind of striker. Once he gets one chance, it's a goal, and like he's gonna take his chance. And that's what they
That's
did.
the thing.
He
That's
scored.
that's why, like, if I had to pick, I'm taking him, because he only needs one chance. You
Yeah.
know, like, I know this is you really can't compare the two, but you go back to Bamford, right? He had multiple chances, he couldn't finish. The week before, he had his chances and he was very clinical. Vardy, I feel like he more times than not, that ball's in the back of the net. If he's involved, it's in the net.
I think I would go Kane. And only for this reason. Is because I think Vardy is an incredible striker. We really just talked about how good he was for 20 minutes. I just think Vardy is very like a one system type of player. I think Kane can do more than one thing, in my opinion. Like he can create, he can hold the ball up, and he can also score. Vardy's goals a lot of the time for Leicester come off of that counter-attacking style type of play. I think Kane can do more.
But he's also. It depends on the system you're playing. Because like if you
Correct.
put Kane in like a Leicester type team, he might not be as great.
Well, right, but I'm saying like there's more. I think you can do more with Kane.
I agree.
Depending on
I would
who's-
say he's more versatile.
Right, that's the word I'm
Yeah,
looking for.
I would agree with that. But again, I'm going to go back to if I need someone to put the ball in the net. Okay, I mean, you say, I mean, you know, just reading this like a do or die game. Yeah, Kane all around is the better player, but you need someone who just will score or will help you put the ball in the net, and that's it. I'm going Vardy.
There's so many good strikers in
I
this
know.
It's
league
crazy.
right
I
now,
know.
though. It's
Like we're literally open. Like
you
we're
can
not.
make the
like,
case
we're
for so many other. You can make
Yeah.
the case for Aubameyang. You can make the case for Rashford at times. You can make the case
Aguero
for
when he's
Ings.
healthy.
Yeah.
Ings, healthy Ings, healthy
Yeah,
Aguero.
This is- what are we doing?
So, I just love watching all these strikers every week.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
Ollie Watkins. Anyone? No, just
no,
me.
no, it's just you.
Hey, he's playing well though.
Just me.
Thomas. I mean, who needs a striker?
He's a striker. It's fine. He plays all the positions. It's
James
fine.
Ward-Prowse just get fouls.
Apparently, yeah. Just
Draw fouls.
All right, guys, listen. Dive on everything.
Yeah.
We'll just have Ward Prowse take the free kick. It's fine.
Oh Lord. All right, we good? We want to jump to the bottom one, or we
We'll
wanna save
mention
that
this
one
because
too?
we're based in the U.S. So
Yeah.
real quick, we'll
we'll
mention
go through this.
we're
run
not gonna go through the whole roster. We're not doing
No,
that.
no,
We're
no.
just
And then we'll run through the games for this week, and we'll get out of here.
yeah. All right. So let's do the games for this week first. Stay on topic, and then we'll go to the other
Alright,
thing
you
real
ready?
quick. Yeah.
We're gonna power.
30-second rundown of the next week's games.
All right, hang on. We got it up.
I can't wait for Dan to get the worst game of the season, as always.
All
Yeah, I'm gonna
ready?
go like West
who
Brom,
wants to start?
Sheffield.
Dan.
Actually, we'll go this way.
Okay.
All right, Dan, Burnley, Brighton.
There it is.
At Brighton.
I say Brighton 3-1. I
Alright.
think they have more to offer going forward than Burnley does, and Burnley just not that great defensively. this year.
sucks. Fuck
Yeah.
you, Burnley. Garrett, Southampton hosting Newcastle.
Southampton without Danny Ings, I think it's gonna be a big fall off for them. I think Newcastle wins this 2-1.
Right. Fuck me. United at Everton. Listen, I'll be happy if James plays. We're getting blown the fuck out.
Digne's back too for them.
No, great. So we're not scoring. 2-0 Everton. It's just gonna happen
Wow.
that way. We suck, dude. We're fucking trash.
Pretty bad.
I'm sorry. Dan, you have Leeds at Palace.
I think that's a game that Leeds can win. I don't think it's going to be like a crazy game, but I think I'm going to say like 1-0 or 2-1 or something close.
Sheffield or at Chelsea, Garrett.
I would say Chelsea's looked good lately. Their players seem to be building up some chemistry. I think Chelsea wins a handedly 3-1. Dominating possession.
Last game for Saturday, West Ham hosting Fulham. I think Fulham build off that win. They go out there, they kick the shit. No, I'm kidding. West Ham win 3-0.
Oh, wow. See, I would have given Fulham more than that.
No, fuck you, Fulham. Dan, you have Tottenham at West Brom.
I think Tottenham win that easy. I'm going to say like 2-0 easy win.
All right.
Sonny Kane again? Connection, maybe?
I'll go with this one because the one after is the City game, which we'll all kind of have some input on because that's a big game. Game of the week.
Real big game.
Wolves at Leicester. This is a fucking game.
It's a good game, too.
It's a really good game. Good game for placement right now on the table.
Yeah, I think it's a close game. I think it's a high scoring game. I'm gonna go 5 goals. I'm gonna go 3-2 to Leicester. Now, game of the week. Liverpool travel to Man City.
Going to be first.
Your team.
I think it
Start us
depends. I think it depends on who's healthy. I think if Aguero plays, that's a big thing for them. He seems to have a decent record against Liverpool when they play, and Liverpool's again without Van Dijk. Their defense doesn't look shaky. I think whoever gets the first goal in this game wins this game, in my opinion. I think it's.
You see a low scoring game, high scoring game. What do we think?
So who scores that first goal?
We'll find out. I think it's a 2-1 game either way. I think whoever scores first though wins this game.
Who scores first?
I don't know, Dan.
I want to hear.
Mo Salah.
Okay, so 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, sure. Okay. And then we'll finish it with Dan. Last game of the week. Arsenal hosting Villa.
Villa have had a good start to the season.
Villa is 8th, Arsenal's 9th, so good game.
Yeah, no, they start off the season strong. I mean, they've kind of been tailing off the last couple games. I mean, yeah, they played pretty good against Southampton. They should have scored a couple goals early on. But I think this is a game Arsenal should win. It's going to be interesting to see Emi Martinez play against Arsenal for
That'd be cool.
The first time since leaving. I think like a 2-1 game. I think Arsenal should win this. And one thing I just wanted to throw out there. Arsenal have the best defensive record in the league this year.
They do.
Who the hell would have thought that? Given the last couple seasons.
And against the schedule that they've given.
Yeah.
Were given early.
Yeah, they've played Leicester, they've played City, they've played Liverpool.
Yeah.
And United. And they've only let up 7 goals, which
that's a miracle.
I'm ecstatic about.
It might be a miracle.
All right, so that is...
Sorry, I just wanted to throw that in there.
That wraps up game week number 8.
Yeah.
Of the Premier League season. So the last thing we have on here, like Garrett mentioned, we are...
Based in the
U.S. based. The November camp roster for the United States men's national team came out, and I mean I know there was some issues where they couldn't take players from the MLS.
Thank God.
Yeah, great, fucking lovely, love that. So now, the average age of this camp and these players that'll be playing, who are they playing here? They're going to be
Wales and Panama.
Wales and Panama. The average age is 21.
Yeah.
So young guns getting a chance here.
And it's a lot of players that are going to have Champions League experience at this point, which is shocking for a U.S. men's varsity. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. So looking, just scrolling through, we're looking at some of these players like Dest, who's been playing very well. Reyna's also playing well. So it's gonna be fun to see.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I mean,
for a future.
I said, when they can take the MLS players, I'm pretty sure they will.
Unfortunately,
just because that's what we do. We just like to fucking
we have
ruin
Greg
everything.
Berhalter as our coach.
Yeah. But just for these 2 games at least, getting to see at least the young guys get their chance is just going to be fun to watch. And like I said, it's going to be exciting because we're gonna see the future of our team.
Yeah, I mean they're friendly, so they don't mean anything. It's just good to get them experience, and I think it ties some of them to the U.S. men's national team if they get there.
Yeah.
That's like one of the biggest things. A lot of these kids are they are kids. They're like 18, 19 years old, and they could play for several different
countries.
nationalities or different nations. And the big one that was like talked about was Yunus Musa.
Yeah.
He like could have played at Italy, I think, and Ghana and somewhere else.
Well, wasn't there one that was like the English under 18? He was on the under 18 team for England and is chose for the U.S., which is
Why would you do that?
shocking.
It's the case with a lot of these guys.
Thank you.
Like, and like, this is huge. Like, these are like kids who have been talked highly about. They play for good teams. Like, you see Barcelona. There's Juventus. There's obviously some big
Chelsea.
teams around here.
Chelsea.
Yeah. So like,
2 for Barca.
yeah.
Where's Randa play?
Right, Dortmund.
Dortmund.
And I think one of the big things is like, yeah, we always say like we play these MLS players because they have experience, things like that. Get these players this experience now. Like
Exactly.
you have them all in the same camp. They
this
can
is the
play
time.
these games and like they're playing. A lot of these guys are playing Champions League football. So like this is like the time.
This is it.
This is it.
And then for those of you curious, November 12th and the 16th are when these games are going to happen. So
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone's healthy.
for
We
those
get to see
US fans.
a good performance.
One last thing. Do you think they'll play Pulisic?
No,
I don't think so either.
it's too close to injury.
Chelsea fans will be pissed if
I
they do.
think-
unless he plays this
maybe-
weekend, I don't think.
I think, let's play this weekend. If not, I think maybe he goes and he gets maybe 10 minutes. Like
If he
put him
doesn't,
in the last little bit.
I don't. If he doesn't play for Chelsea this week, I don't think he plays for the national team.
But again, if he does, Chelsea fans and Chelsea management is fucking mad.
Yeah.
Anyway, wraps up this episode.